Hello, my name is Camelia Murray, and today I want to talk about the developmental social emotional literacy in children. And reason why I want to talk about this because I've been working with children for almost 8, 9 years now, and I feel like, becoming a up and coming teacher and working with different families and stuff, why this is important to me. I've been working with this company on going on 2 years now, and I just feel like I want the company to know that why this stuff is important and why the awareness should be around for children and families and staff members for them to get an understanding on why this should be talked about a lot. And sometimes it's not talked about like it should be. And I feel like that today I want to sit down and identify many ways of why this stuff should be talked about and why social emotional literacy is very important to children. Why is it important to me? I feel like it's important to me because I want, like I said in the first slide, I want parents and families and children to see where children lack in when it comes to social emotional literacy, when it comes to why children have the stages where they want to be around children for like the awareness and stuff and why we should focus on it. I feel like we should focus on the children's vocabulary, the self awareness, the promoting empathy, and the conflict of resolution. I want us to focus on how children can manage their emotions and how they could adapt to these issues under emotional distress. We could also look at the things for teachers and families to work together. And I also feel like that seeing children grow in their emotional literacy would build a strong foundation in the children's mental health. And seeing where, you know, not just looking at it for their early years, but just focusing on why it's important and why children should really get the adapt to this. Because some children will go along in their early years and then go into elementary school and not get the sense of why they're here or how could they make friends by working through the literacy. Getting families and children to understand and teachers to why this is important. What should the main focus be? I feel like the main focus is, like I said in the first round, is the awareness and how it could help children when they're going through emotional distress. And I feel like this should be helpful for teachers because teachers could go to workshops and implement stuff in their lesson plans and make sure that children get the help that they need while working with other children, communicating and reflecting and balances like I have in these pictures, and keeping an open mind for children and making it knowledgeable to know that these things are important. To focus on why children should really take this serious and parents too, because I feel like, working with children every day, seeing them not really work with children but have a self play to where they're not understanding like, okay, you do learn through play, but working with this stuff will help you feel less pressure and you can work with children and stuff. Why should this awareness be addressed? I want people to think about the outcomes that children can have through their development, and demonstrate everything that could go along as their emotional awareness and their self visions. Have educators cooperate by helping children go through these daily activities, just like I said in the last slide. And work on their emotional area, finding ways for them to see what works best for them to help them understand how this can help children and families when going with this awareness and having them have future outcome to everything that they ever done, helping them, making them grow, just things that really should focus on everything. Just like in the last slide, the families. I feel like the families could see the outcomes with the children when they see their children growing more and telling each other, this is what I need for my child, and I want my child to grow, and they get to development and they focus on their mental health. And all aside having a cornerstone for education inside of children's development for a long time in their success. And these are the resources that I came across that I feel like will be helpful for families and children and teachers to help them understand the concept. I have this one right here that if you scan the QR code, it's resources for social emotional. And then every day in the library, we'll have social emotional learning. Then I have books over here in the area where it can focus on children's feelings and understanding and stuff. And then the last beside me, I have activities they can do for the spring because it is springtime and we know we're coming to an end of the school year, and I feel like this will be helpful for them as well. And I hope that you had a good understanding of what I was trying to explain, and I hope it was helpful for everybody viewing. And thank you for your listening to my slideshow. Thank you.